Next one, Darren. What's up, Darren? He says, looking to diversify my revenue streams and wondering what some industries or businesses I could get into where I could use SEO and semantic mastery methods that is non-digital, example, offline services where I could get someone else to fulfill the work and take a commission or something. Not sure where to start. So I think what you're talking about, Darren, is using like SEO to start and build a offline business, like a real local traditional business. We've had a number of people come through the mastermind that have done stuff similar to that. Adam, my partner Adam's talked about doing that. Adam, do you want to comment on that a little bit? If you're still here.
Yeah, one sec. Sorry, just had the other window open. Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways you can do this. There's two things I've looked at just to give some specific examples. So one of those was maid service and applying this, right? It's local, organic traffic is awesome. And then you have to deal, of course, with the business side of the maid service. Not that I don't want to clean, I'm not looking to do that, but you could hire contractors and then start contracting that work out. So I looked at a couple of different ways to do that. For various reasons, decided not to do that. Been, talking to Bradley, he's mentioned the land flipping over the last, Bradley, you did it in like 2019. So I think it's
2019 to the beginning of 2021. So just about 2 years.
Yeah. So looking at that, and I'm kind of doing the first steps of that myself. And definitely the SEO plays, a part of that. Definitely want to use organic traffic and maximizing where I can get both buyers and sellers from. I think that's a fantastic way to do it. And then I hadn't told Bradley and Chris this yet, but I've got a call with a guy Thursday, so tomorrow, who's kind of looking to do the same thing. And he kind of expressed interest because he knows what I do and then what Semantic Mastery does. And when I say me, I meant email marketing. And he's looking to go in and partner with local businesses who then he can either become a part owner or a minority partner. So he's not working the business, but he's either providing marketing services through his own agency and then becomes kind of like a silent partner. So he's looking at different ways to do that. And I think that's a fantastic idea. So I wanted to talk to him about if he's kind of fleshed it out and thought about how to do this, because if that's the case, I was like, well, this could be interesting. Something else either I could do, we could do. I think anybody can do it. But yeah, I think learning those skills, building an offline business and combining your digital skills puts you way ahead of this. I want to say that there's a maid business that was started by somebody who was into digital stuff. And they started the software, I think, behind it, or maybe it's a franchise service, but I think it's called Maid Zen. I'm not sure. I may be wrong on that. But I met the guy or listened to the guy give a talk who started that. And it was really interesting because he's just like, if you have a website that works and has a good calendar system and you reply or have answering service for phone calls and reply to support emails, you're going to be so far above the rest of everybody else, and then you add on SEO on top of that. You have maybe a good onboarding system and you have follow-up and, all that. You're just going to blow people out of the water so long as you're, also providing a really good service. Of course, you can't leave that side of it alone. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on that.
Well, thank you, Adam. Yeah. And I agree. There's, we've had people come through the mastermind that have done something similar where they've either started an offline business because of their SEO chops, their skill set, and grown it that way, or they have taken an equity position in other companies, other local businesses, and helped them to get more exposure and grow the business through marketing and automation and such. So there's that way, and then. Really interestingly, I had an onboarding call with one of our newer members this week who's in e-com, which I thought was really crazy because we don't do anything in e-com. And he's fully aware of that. He joined the mastermind anyways, and we had a 30-minute call earlier this week, and it was a great call. This dude is super sharp, and he was talking about doing something similar as like it's funny, but it's like. I likened it to Bar Rescue with John Taffer. If you've ever watched that show, John Taffer goes to struggling bars, which is they're a dime a dozen, by the way, and he helps turn them around. Right? He's like a turnaround agent. You know what I mean? And so the guy I was talking to earlier this week, one of our new mastermind members, is really into Amazon FBA stuff and Amazon stores, Amazon selling, whatever. And he's really good at it. So I was talking about, man, you could do the same thing, is go find struggling or businesses that have kind of plateaued in Amazon sellers, and then, offer to take an equity position or partner with them to help start increasing sales volumes, like because he's really good at SEO, at the Amazon SEO side of things. So those are all kind of things that you can do, kind of to combine SEO and offline. Lastly, just to kind of continue on, or to Adam's point about land flipping, that is precisely why I started the land flipping business. Well, I did it for a very specific reason, but I decided that I was going to use my marketing skills, because all the real estate flipping or wholesaling, the quick turn real estate business it's marketing. It's not really real estate investment. Unless you're buying and holding, it's not real estate investment. It's marketing. It's a marketing business. You understand? That's all real estate flipping is a marketing business. And so I started the land flipping business specifically for marketing, because I knew, hey, if I can apply my marketing skill set to the land flipping business, then I ought to do really well. And I did. And I just did it as a side hustle for about 2 years. And it was a great business, because it took me about 6 months of doing almost everything myself to kind of learn the business. But then I outsourced. I started building SOPs like I do in the mastermind now for SEO stuff. But I started building SOPs for the land flipping thing, and I built a small team. And so I was really, when I stopped flipping land, because I had about a year of internal dilemma where I was debating about getting out of the SEO business, like the coaching and training business and everything else, to go 100% in the real estate, because the real estate business, land flipping business, was so freaking lucrative. And it didn't take a lot of my time after I built the team and developed the SOPs. I was literally only spending about maybe 5 to 8 hours a week. And I was making every single month for the entire time that I flipped land, I would make a minimum of 4 figures in profit, but at least half of the months that I did it, I would make 5 figures or more. I never cracked 20 grand in a month, but there were many, many months where I was, 12K, 15K, 16, 17K, but I never cracked 20,000 in a month. But on 5 to 8 hours a week, I had minimum, my average was probably about $8,000 a month on 5 to 8 hours a week. And so it was fabulous. It was a great business. But, and again, it was like my 5 to 8 hours was because I still handled communicating. I handled all the selling part of the properties. The acquisition part was fairly easy. But the selling part was where it took a lot of my time. I did not outsource the selling part. So that's where most of my time was spent, is in the sales part and in actually doing real estate closings. And so why I'm bringing that up is because that, again, is another type of a business that you can get into. And initially, you're going to have to invest some time so that you understand the business. But it's one of those businesses that very quickly you can work yourself out of, if that makes sense. So anyway, great question. Great question.